Hey people, how's it going? So we got a debate coming up tonight between Biden and Trump, if you want to call it a debate. Everything's stacked against Trump as normal. Trump is, fighting everybody basically. The media, the moderator, the audience members who are usually Democratic operatives, people that work inside the Democratic Party. And we have a fundamental question as Americans that we all need to be asking ourselves. Now, if you can't get past how much you hate Donald Trump and are literally willing to vote for pretty much anybody with pretty much any kind of ideas because you have such a hatred for the current president that you are willing to sacrifice your future and your children's future for ideology that you probably have never even thought of or even understand yourself. Ideology that a lot of you support and that you've been told to support, that's being crammed down your throat. Trump, orange man bad, anything else is good. The opposite of Trump is good. And you need to ask yourselves, when you have a president who's been under constant attack for almost 4 years now, from way before he had even been elected until today, and yet he has stood there and gotten so much accomplished in this country in the process because he doesn't go up in a corner and curl up and hide and shed a few tears because people are being mean to him. Well, that's the people, those type of people are the ones that are voting for Biden. The generation of, I'm offended. I am offended. You can't say that. You can't do that. You can't disagree with me because if you do disagree with me, then you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a xenophobe, you're whatever they want to call you, all the ist on it. And this is the generation that is voting potentially for Biden. They don't even know what his policies are. Do you know what his policies are? Because he hasn't been asked any questions. Every time he's asked a question, it's yesterday the news media that was following him around was asking. He went to an ice cream parlor, and you know what the hardball question was? What flavor did you get, Joe? It's like talking to school children. What flavor ice cream did you get? It boggles your mind. And then there was one reporter who had the audacity to ask Biden about the Hunter emails, which is huge, but of course, nobody in the mainstream media is talking about it, about, child, naughty stuff on Hunter Biden's laptop, all the connections between him and the Ukrainian energy firm, Chinese energy firm, and how that all links to Hunter and his father being paid millions of dollars. But yet, you have an established news media who aren't journalists. They're activists. They're just activists who refuse to ask any tough questions of Biden. I mean, of course, tough question for Biden is asking him where the fuck he is and how old he is. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. And you don't know, Biden voters, what you're getting when you vote for Biden, do you? Because you don't know what he stands for. And you know that he's not going to serve out his term if he were to be elected. And it's going to be Kamala and the Clintons and the Obamas and God knows who else who's going to be running the show. Biden is just a figurehead. Everybody knows it. So you have a figurehead who you don't know what his ideas are because they've never been expressed, who will not be running the country. You don't know who will be running the country. You do not know what you will be getting. And yet, Biden voters still choose to vote for Biden because they hate Trump so much because this is what's been pounded into their head at the universities and on the news media and by all your liberal activist actors and actresses. And so everybody, the young generation in particular, think, well, I'm going to be very woke and I'm going to vote for Biden even though I don't know what the hell he stands for. Well, what you're voting for in Biden is you are choosing to be a ward of the state because this is what the Democratic Party wants for you, because that's how they keep your votes. That's why we have continued massive lockdowns, mostly in Democrat-run shitholes who want to keep people quarantined, people not to be able to open up their business. This has been going on for 7 or 8 months. Nobody even knows where they get the legal authority to do this because nobody can point to the legal authority that they can even do this. But the reason they continue to do this is because they want you to be addicted and needing government assistance. And once you are addicted to the government taking care of you, then you're going to vote for Democrats the rest of your life. This is most of the people that vote for Democrats. People that do not pick themselves up by the bootstraps, do what they have to do, go to work hard, play hard, and take responsibility for what the things that they've done. And to pick themselves up and all they, most conservatives, most people that with some kind of normal values, all they want is opportunity. They want opportunity. They want to be left alone by the government. They want to raise their families. They want to run their businesses. They want to run their lives. And then one day they're going to die. And that's it. This is how we're all leaving. But when you choose to vote for the Democratic Party of today, which is so vastly, vastly different than the party of JFK, if you look at how far insane the Democratic Party has become in the last 40 to 50 years, then you are just not seeing anything. There is a graph that's online, and I don't know the website, but you can look it up. There's a graph that shows the common held beliefs of Democrats for like the last 50 years and the common held beliefs from conservatives and Republicans over the last 50 years. And what it shows is on the Republican side in the last 50 years, they've gone slightly to the middle. If you look at the Democrat side, they have gone off the chart left into Marxism. It's insane how far they've gone in their radical ideology. And yet people are still contemplating voting for this party that is basically socialist and Marxist at this point. Anybody that knows anything about history in the last 100 years, please comment below. I would like to know all these socialist, Marxist, communist success stories. Although, all those nations that have done so well under communism, economically, liberty-wise, the way they treat their neighbors, their fellow man, their fellow nations. I guess you could go to point out to Venezuela. Well, they're quite a success story. Or North Korea. Or, China. China is coming along economically. They're becoming huge economically. Yes, because you know why? Because though China is communist, they have adapted a capitalist economic system. Because even the Chinese, the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party, realized that financially, communism is ruinous to everybody. So they've tried to have it both ways, where they can still dictate to what they tell the people to do in most of their lives, but yet they let them have a lot more reign in their economic life, because even the Communist Party in China realizes that communism does not create wealth. Communism creates poverty. And yet, this is what Americans are possibly choosing to vote for in a few weeks. This is the system of government that they are choosing to go with. Fools, every one of you that are thinking of this, you can hate Trump. I didn't even vote for Trump in 2016. I didn't vote for Hillary because she was an even bigger piece of shit. Trump, I shouldn't say Trump is a piece of shit because I've grown to really admire Trump. But I had a hard time warming up to him until I realized what a patriot he really is and how he has the best interest of our country in mind and does whatever he thinks needs to be done despite public opinion and what the news media and everybody else is saying. So I've grown to appreciate that. And I just wish other people would put aside their hatred for Trump and not ruin their future lives and ruin their children's lives and their grandchildren's life. Because if you put Biden in office, we're going down to the path of socialism, communism, and Marxism. And anybody that knows the history of that knows it does not end well. This is the greatest system with flaws. Absolutely. No system is perfect, but the American system has brought more people out of poverty and created more opportunities and more freedoms than any other system humanity has ever known. And yet, everything our forefathers, our fathers and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers sacrificed, and the women too, sacrificed and died defending. This generation is choosing to, no, we don't really want that. We want to be told what to do by our government. We want to just be led because we are a bunch of sheep. Well, wake up, become the wolf, stop being a sheep, provide for yourself, provide for your family, and be free. Those who give up freedom because they want government guaranteed security, they don't deserve either freedom nor security. And that's where this nation is headed if you put Joe Biden into office. Wake up, Americans. Wake up. Anyways, guys, that's my video for today. If you like my videos, like and subscribe. Comment below. Try to keep it clean. And I'll see you on the next one.